Hey everyone, Leo with Dreaming Tree, and thanks for joining me for the assembly of our watermelon note card. I could see these being used for as an invitation, actually, maybe for a summer barbecue, or just a quick little card to send a little note or a thank you, you know, something like that. Very simple. We're going to start off by taking a look at our base. As you can see here, I opted to use the solid scoreline version of the file. Just want to make sure that you fold this right down the score mark there. And then we have this little piece. It's going to go inside, and this is where you can write your little message, thank you, maybe invitation details, whatever it may be. We're going to just begin by applying glue to the back side of this and gluing it to the inside of the card. And this is a great little piece to bring into your software. And I say this, and I've been saying it more and more lately, since I discovered those beautiful single line fonts. You can have your machine actually do all the legwork for you. So you don't have to worry about your penmanship if it's maybe not the best. Okay, so that's gonna go in there. And then literally, we're gonna assemble our little watermelon here. And we're going to begin by putting this red piece on top of the black piece. Okay, just like that. So we have black seeds, and this will also kind of thicken it up a little bit. And I did ink the edges of this. I didn't ink down here because we've got some pieces going over this. I hit that with a little bit of a dark red. Actually, I think it was rhubarb stalk is the color that I used. And this is AC Cherry. Perfect little color for a watermelon. You could go a little bit darker and deeper if you want. Okay, get our glue on there. Just try to avoid the little seeds. Okay, and just line that up as accurately as you can. Just like that. Just kind of use your finger to feel, make sure everything's lined up. There we go. Okay, now we'll assemble the little rind here. I've got this beautiful, I think this is a doodlebug print. As you can see, I kind of inked the edges of the striped part of it. And on this white part, I used like a lime green, because sometimes, you know, that rind is starting to get green, like the actual outer part of it. But that just adds a little nice touch. You might not be able to see it on camera because it is very subtle, but you'll probably see it in the photos. Okay, and then we'll take this, and this is going to get glued right to the bottom of the main structure here. Okay, just get that nice and flush against the bottom, and that looks almost good enough to eat. There we go. Okay, and all that's left to do now is to take this and glue it to right here. Just going to match up the little bite mark basically, and a little bit of it is going to be hanging off because we didn't want to slice it there. We wanted to have an entire watermelon on the face of the card. So let's go ahead and apply our glue to the face of the card base, just like that. And again, I'm going to just keep my gaze focused on the little bite mark first, then the tip, then the edges, and you can actually put that down flat once you have it lined up. Give that a good press, and voila, the card is ready to go. So this is going to be really quick to mass produce. So if you want to send out quick little invites, these would be great. I think you could even do these with kids because there's not a lot of large pieces. Okay, now, of course, no card would be complete without a coordinating envelope, which we've included. And again, I went with the solid scoreline version for the envelope. We always include solid scoreline versions of all of our projects. I personally prefer the solid score lines for card bases and envelopes. I try not to use them on dimensional projects because it's just not as accurate. But for an envelope and for a card, aesthetically, it always looks nicer. So you can do whatever you want, and you can try making, you know, the complex 3D projects with solid score lines if you want. I stay away from that. But anyway, we do have this little piece for the flap, the top flap, which we're going to glue down here in just a second. It's going to look like that, okay? Which means that we need to apply glue to this entire flap. And that's another thing too, is I'm going to hit this with my little scraper to really loosen that up because it's not it's not really moving very free because of that score mark. And that's where problems come into play when you're making dimensional things and you're trying to get very accurate lining things up that are scored with the solid score line. It can sometimes be a little challenging, so I still prefer the perforated on 3D projects. But for cards and envelopes, it's fine. I can make it work. Okay, so we'll just apply glue to that entire flap, and then we'll take this piece. I like my texture side out. As you can see, I also inked it. Just slide it up to the score mark, and then just bring this down very gently. Parts of these little trees are sort of free-flowing, so you want to make sure that that's lined up correctly. There we go, beautiful. All right, press that down. Make sure it's all making good contact, and it is. And then we'll wrap it up by bringing the two side flaps in. And this one's going to go up, which means that we just need to put a little bit of glue right along that edge of the two flaps. And bring it up, press down, and hold. Give that a few seconds. And I can't imagine that this would take more than well, the cool thing with the Design Space is if you're mass producing these, you can just upload the files, tell it how many you want. It'll separate them all out for you. And you can see it fits in there beautifully. And there you go. So that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please take a moment and visit us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. We're approaching 56,500 subscribers, as you can see behind me. Also take a moment, hit that like button on Facebook. We've got a good crowd there. And if you make this or anything from our latest bundle, I'd love to see it, and so would the rest of our community. So head over to your Facebook and do a search for Dreaming Treat Official. We've got over 40,000 people in that group constantly posting their creations, inspiring us, and maybe they'll inspire you too. But either way, hope you had a blast. And as always, I look forward to crafting with you again. Hey, thanks for crafting along with me. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out some of our other videos, and also please consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to visit our site and check out our free SVG section, where we have over 140 free SVG files complete with assembly videos. I look forward to crafting with you soon.